Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Tuesday topic, and we've had a video in from Matthew.
Hi lads, Matthew from Cardiff. Tuesday topic. I just want to talk about the issues between the Blues on social media, the arguing, all the unpleasantness really. Somebody has an opinion, the amount of abuse they're getting. Roger Armstrong posted something the other day from Andy Hunter's article. I disagreed, but we disagreed very thoughtfully, got our points across, and we moved on. There was no backbiting, there was no name calling, there was no need for anybody to call anybody on it. I just think that we are part of the problem. The way we interact with each other, the way that people react to opinions which they don't necessarily agree with, but are we taking this into the ground with us? Are we taking this into the pubs an hour before the game, and then when we get to the game the atmosphere is flat because basically everyone's pissed off with each other? But something to think about, and let me know your thoughts. Cheers.
Cheers, Matt. It's a subject that I know is very close and dear to Baz's heart, because he's just getting fully annoyed with social media. Well, you literally put a post out over the weekend.
Yeah, last night, because it's just full of dickheads.
It is full of dickheads. I mean, social media is full of dickheads. It is fully ruining the world. I mean, I mean that. And I would have never have said that a couple of years ago. But I do believe now. See, the problem with it is, and I think we touched on this on other things, and this mightn't be Everton related, but if you're going to talk about it, you might as well talk about it on the global scheme. No, when people say, this is not a football problem, this is a society problem. It is a society problem, because we've got a generation of kids now that have been fully grown up with social media. Twitter is now 10 years old, 11 years old now, probably a couple of years older, but most people like me and you, I probably imagine, went on it around the same time, 2009, I would imagine, around that.
Something like that, whatever.
Around that. And a lot of people out there probably found it at the same time. And you went on it, you found like-minded people.
Yeah.
But the problem is now you've got like-minded people who are not like-minded. Like-minded in the things they like and enjoy. But we've got a whole generation now of people who've grown up with it, who think it is acceptable to give each other stick. I seen a couple of replies to the tweet you put out. And the replies were like, it's so what? It's social media. You're stopping me from having my opinion. And you were like, no, what I'm saying is, we're going to have a conversation, we have a conversation. I wouldn't sit down next to you and you would say to me, I think this player is better than that player, and go, you're a fucking knobhead. We'd have a chat, conversation about it. And even if we walk away having still having different opinions on it, you wouldn't go, you're a fucking dickhead. And I've had these arguments as well myself, where people say, it's fine that I'm allowed, because it's just Twitter. It's just Twitter. It's fine to humiliate people because it's just Twitter. It's fine to rip someone's life apart because it's just Twitter. And what we're finding out now as a society is, it's causing deep divisions. And that's all right if you're our age and you can walk away from it because you understand that it's not real life. But we're growing up with a society that can't articulate what they want to say in the real world, because they don't know the difference between the two. Because for them, there is no difference. And it's quite funny. It's like, so Fortnite, anyone doesn't know, Fortnite got shut down over the weekend. I mean, it's going to come back as Fortnite too.
Yeah, it makes too much money.
But we got a whole generation of kids, and I think we spoke about this last week on the Tuesday, probably on AOB, when we were talking about computer games. Got a whole generation of kids who they only talk to each other through via Fortnite and playing on PES or FIFA, and it's trading insults with each other and all this kind of thing. And the only way they know how to talk to each other is via WhatsApp and games, and there's not enough face-to-face communication. Where Taylor Swift, the poet of our time, said it herself. You say it in the street, it's a knockout. You say it in a tweet, it's a cop-out. I mean, They are the greatest. That's the greatest line the world's ever seen in the modern generation, because it's so true. And we're seeing this now with... The problem is when the most powerful man in the free world chooses to basically create wars via Twitter or help the process, why wouldn't it filter down into everything? And it's unfortunately now it is in fully fledged thing in football, and we're seeing it amongst Evertonians daily. And what are your thoughts on it? The consequences of it?
Just what you've just said, really. It's the fact. Someone replied that was like, I've got no reason to think he's not an Evertonian, like Everton stuff and thing, but it was basically all letters, numbers, and so. Yeah, someone had the pop at him and went, well, you're hiding behind something because who are you, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Letters and numbers, let me just say, shout bot.
Yeah, but...
And if you're not a bot, change your name.
Yeah. Well, it's just that, anyway, whatever, but he was like, you're telling me I can only agree with you, or whatever, or like what you like, which will have been, what I saw was like, no, mate, you can disagree with me all day. I've got no problem with it. The problem I have with it is when you become abusive or you swear or whatever. Because, to be honest, it wasn't even something that directly happened to me. It was more in response to what someone had said about you. But it was my point was, it's happened, and I've seen it, not even about us. I've seen it on so many different things when people are just having a discussion or whatever. We had a discussion on the Premier League show the other day. Some dickhead, and I'm going to call him a dickhead because he does it all the time.
He is a dickhead. Andy Eaton's his name from the Anfield Rap. He's an absolute dickhead. If you see him on the street, you are allowed to punch him. Ped said.
He's a
Don't say Ped said.
Well, just don't do it. Listen, he's a dickhead, right? Keeps taking bits out of videos and putting it up and whatever. Right? And other people responded off the back of that. And you've got a couple of dickhead Evertonians, and I will call them that because that's how they portray themselves, with the disrespectfulness or whatever. And they're like, stop talking about them and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, it was part of a massive conversation. So you could take anything out of any conversation, a line, and spin it to be totally different than what it was.
The Premier League show as well, by the way.
It was the Premier League show.
Talk about everything.
It was every club. And I've seen it with other people, seen Dave Downey, someone ripping him the other day over something he said which was nothing. Now, Dave sometimes leaves himself open with some of the stuff he said, but he said something the other day that literally was nothing. It was beige, and someone jumped on it. And then I've seen other Evertonians arguing with each other over what manager they want, or whether one likes Marco Silva or one doesn't, or this or that. And
I seen it last week. I said, because I went on City and I said, I wanted me on radio. It's my opinion, and I say my name, not C37, 84 and 42. Me, I'm happy to put my name out there on my face on camera, first of all, while you hide behind your eggs, right?
Yeah.
Right, I said I wanted Rafa Benitez. My opinion. And then people going, someone actually said they'd rather see Everton playing in the conference than have Rafa Benitez. Fine, that's your opinion. I didn't even respond to it. I didn't do anything with it. I just left it.
Yeah, they feel he was on Radio City the other day, and he was asked about something, and they, like they do, clipped it down and said to watch the full, or listen to the full thing, blah. And it all, in one of the things he'd said, like, we done all right against City, and we had like more shots than they faced than any get. And people are like, knobhead, so we get a trophy for having the most. And it's like, no, that's just part of a conversation where you're talking about something. See it with, it's every aspect of everything.
Is that then what? That's quite an interesting thing you've just said. And you've just mentioned that twice, right? You just said that things are clipped, right? Take videos and this has happened to me with Radio City as well. And they've done this to me as well. And I suppose it's, I could easily walk away from it if I wanted to. It's not something I'm obliged to do, right? But they clip things down, and videos go out of us when we then clip down. Do you think that might be one of Twitter's big problems, is that it is only, well, it used to be only 140 characters. I think they expanded it, and I think one of the reasons they did expand it to, is it 280 now?
280, yeah. It's a double tweet.
Is to basically make people to be able to explain themselves a bit more. Because I think the problem is, when you have only got short form ability to reply to people, you do condense your argument down to saying things that you can't, especially when you tweet, when you're on Twitter, unless you create a 3 or 4 tweets, a thread. It is hard sometimes to get across what you want to say. It's also hard to get across whether you're trying to be ironic or funny or tongue-in-cheek or whatever in a tweet. So therefore people will take it and you go, well, you missed what I'm trying to say there, because, and I think that it's a snapshot of your opinion, because you can't get an opinion over in 140 characters. You can't get it over in 280 at times. You've got to condense down what you want to say, and therefore, I mean, that's why GIFs are the greatest thing. Twitter should just be, someone should just make a platform where the only way you can respond to someone is a GIF, right?
Be difficult.
It'd be amazing.
No, it'd be great, but how would you have the conversation?
I don't know, but I would think that would be much better.
It'd be a GIF off.
It'd be great though, wouldn't it? Yeah, you couldn't call,
the GIF that keeps on giving.
It would be. I think that would be the most unique platform. People probably say it's already out there somewhere.
We sound like we're on. We sound like
someone is going to clip.
We sound like we're in thingy.
What?
The Owen Wilson and Will Ferrell.
We're going to have a GIF off.
Not Will Ferrell. Vince Vaughn. No.
Oh.
No, when in the intern.
I haven't seen the intern.
But it's like the talk on the net. We should just make an app. We should just make an app where it's just pictures and be like, it's called Instagram.
Can't they just turn the internet off?
Yeah, that's it.
No, it's maybe that's part of it. As I say, everything's short, and then again that goes back to people having really short attention spans now.
Oh, well, no, but it's even that.
Yeah, and people do. They have really, really short.
Yeah. But even that is, it's fine, isn't it? But there's a way to respond to people. We're almost moving past that. Like, the standards how to behave, in my opinion.
There aren't that hard. No, I know that you should be.
Right, with life, how you... So if I'm looking at something on Twitter, the only time I'll bite is if I see a constant on it, or if it's a journalist and I feel like I have to defend Everton. Sometimes I'll bite and go, this is rubbish or this is whatever. But I never go like, you're a fucking prick or whatever, because why? Anyone can say that. Yeah. It's just that thing of people just reacting the way they react. And you can go, we'll just ignore it. And I do ignore most of it. And to be honest, now I just go block. And people go, I don't like the block button because I like them to be able to talk. Nah, imagine the block button burns your head out more, because then you can't see what the people are saying. So other people might say something. So if we put a tweet out and someone reacts, the people who've been abusive can't see whatever we said.
But the people are still out there. I know what you're saying. They're still out there, and whether you've blocked them or not. I mean, listen, what I don't quite fully understand is that the video that went out that we were talking was private. It was on Patreon. So unless someone on Patreon has shown it to someone else, or we've actually got someone paying £3 a month just to watch our stuff. Of
course we have.
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, if you're gonna
if you want to actually drill down, it's very interesting.
That is very interesting.
That people are taking videos from behind our paywall.
So you're basically pushing your own social media presence by trying to ridicule other people, and you're paying for the privilege to do that. So therefore, what does that say about you? I don't know. That's just that weird.
It is that weird.
No, but I do agree with what you're saying there. We all have different opinions, of course.
I've seen it with Dunk, right? Yeah. Duncan Ferguson. People like him or people don't like him. I mean, I don't know why people wouldn't like him. No. I find that bizarre why Evertonians don't like him.
Well, can I just respond? Massive queue on Sunday.
I believe so.
Massive queue.
So I believe.
People want pictures with them before the race.
They're like Evertonians who are obviously Evertonians, aren't they? There's ones who don't like him for a weird reason. There's other ones who don't like him because they're frustrated with the fact that he's been there under a few managers, which, all right, I'm not going to tell you how to feel about that if you feel like something's amiss there, but to abuse him. I see it on, it's even there today, it's like the Echo have asked him a question,
and he's
or someone's asked him a question and the Echo have put it into a story, he issues a rally cry. All he said was, everyone's behind the manager and we have to try and beat West Ham, right? So hang on. And people have got on the back of that now.
That's the headline.
And it's like the latest thing, and why is he talking? And you're like, what do you want? How can we treat our own like this? If I don't like something, right, 99 times out of 1,000, 99 times out of 100, I just scroll past it, or I let it go.
I told you, mute right? Words.
Or I just swerve it all. Honestly, if there was another Everton channel, right, and I didn't agree with it or didn't like it, I wouldn't comment on it. I'd just leave it. I'd block it, or I'd ignore it, or that. But why some people feel the need to have a go at everything? I'm not just talking about us. I see people at the Blue Room with Downey. I see people over having a go at other things and grand old teams sometimes. And it's like, why do you feel that you have to be vitriolic towards anything? Just ignore it. Don't like it.
Yeah, and listen, there'll be plenty of people out there.
See what the official Everton accounts. People tweeting players. People don't tweeting the Everton account. No, but it's the same.
I don't get that. Why people tweet the players?
It's the same thing. The Everton account puts something out and fucking tell Marco to play. And it's like, they're not gonna go, oh Marco, John 367424 says you're a wanker for playing him. Why are you doing it? Why do you tweet a player? Tom Davis, one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet, had to delete his Twitter. In fact, Robertson had to delete his because he got it for giving a penalty.
Listen,
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. It's not modern football. It's modern everything.
It's a social Snapchat.
It's modern everything. And no, that Dunk headline was quite interesting because, again, though, he's been stitched up there with the headline because, right, Everton did the 5K Sunday. Everton wanted as much publicity as they could get, so they invited people down. They give people interviews with people. So they give Sky the same. So Sky's there and Alan Miser's there. Well, do you want to talk to Duncan? Well, what do you want to talk about? Well, guess what? I want to talk to him about what the game on Saturday. And so they'll go, okay. We'll ask him a question. Well, Duncan's going to be briefed. And he's not stupid. He's not going to go, it's terrible at the moment. He's going to go, I want the atmosphere to be great. By the way, because this week, I want the theme to be positivity for us. Last week it was a bit down. This week, let's be more positive. And he'll be thinking the same way. Let's be positive. Let's have Evertonians go into the game on Saturday positive because we want to win. No matter what your feelings are about the manager or whatever players, whatever 11 get picked, you want to win. You want to win. In fact, if I was Everton, I wouldn't announce the team on Saturday, by the way. I wouldn't announce it. I'd just let them run out. I'd just let them run out.
And go.
So everyone goes, okay. Like, don't announce it. That's like, that plays its part. Honestly, it does. No, but it's all about creating the positive atmosphere. And, Duncan's there saying, got to be together. He's not come out on the official website and done one of those rallying call things. He's been asked a question. He's answered in the most positive way. He said, it's not been great, but we're all trying to work forward. And it's how you interpret that. And he's trying to create something positive. If you don't agree with that, fine. But that's what he's trying to do. And that's what sometimes the official account does or whatever Everton do. They don't always get the balance right. In fact, one of the worst things they do, they never get the balance right. Let's get it on. Let's be honest, they always seem to misjudge, which sometimes means that they just don't do anything at all. And that's up to them. I'm not here to tell them what to do.
It's why be abusive to it, though.
That's weird. That's the key, isn't it?
With Evertonians.
It's about, and Matthew's saying, well, is this now... I'll be honest, I've been accused in the past of creating a negative atmosphere. Oh, people see you saying this or saying that, and it creates negativity and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, if I react to something, if I see something, and I'll have my opinion. But again, I'm not being negative for being negative's sake. So we put a bit of that Premier League show out, and we put the full bit. I put the full bit out, and in that we're talking about Liverpool, the city centre, how at the moment there doesn't feel to be much Everton around, and what are the reasons, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get how we feel across, but we're not calling anyone a dickhead or a knobhead. We're just trying to get our feelings across, and at the same time, we're not sitting here going, this is all fine. Because it's not all fine. We know it's not fine, but at the same time, does that mean that if I say I want this player to play, you've got the right to go, well, you're a fucking dickhead for wanting that player to play, instead of going, hang on, look at his numbers aren't great, are they? And I go, yeah, but, you know, if we play him this game, he's more suited to this or suited to that. You know, and that's the reason.
Football's built on opinions, isn't it? It's literally, that's what it is. And you can be in, if you stood in a pub with a few lads having a bevy, most times you're not going to go, fuck off, you dickhead. Are you? If they have a different opinion to you, you're not going to. You might go, nah, I'm not having that, or behave, or you might say it in a different way. That's getting your points across that you disagree, but in a way that isn't, you know, provocative.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of these, there's not a lot, but there's a section of people on Twitter, Evertonians on Twitter, who want to hate it. Listen, it'd be stupid to ignore the fact that a lot of it's jealousy when people give us stuff. If people have a go, a lot of the times it's jealousy. Whether people want to look at it like that or not, it is because that like frustration only comes from a jealous thing. Because there'll be people who, I've got loads on my timeline who I talk to who disagree with what I say, but we're never abusive. We have it and we go, oh, all right, well, I don't really agree with that or whatever. That's fine. Not here. I'm not here to make everybody watching think the same way as me. I'll tell you why I think like that. If you then go, oh, all right, I understand where you come, right, I can kind of see what you mean. But I still, or you might go, well, that's how I feel, you're right. Or you might sit and watch this and go, no, I don't agree with that. That's fine, because the world isn't made up like that, is it? We could sit in a room, we could sit here with Marco Silva and go, why do you play Morgan Schneiderlin?
Yeah.
And he might tell us the reasons why. And at the end of that, it's not going to make me go, Morgan Schneiderlin's the best midfielder. But what it might make me do is go, oh, all right, I understand now why you've done that, because you've done that. But people don't ever want to get that deep into it.
Isn't that another reason, though, that some of these things come up, though, is that certainly at Everton, there's often times where there's a void. There's a void where things aren't explained, so therefore, you know, we see it with rumours, and we've seen it the last couple of weeks with the stupid rumours going around about certain things like the ground, where Everton fans love a conspiracy, and at times the void isn't filled, so therefore it's filled by other stuff. And I said to you last week, the amount of you know, I don't really like Facebook. It is literally the home of just the worst takes in life, like literally in life. Some of the stuff, like I'm in a lot of Everton groups, and let's be honest, it's free advertising. That's why I go on them. It's free advertising. I never join in. It's free advertising. And the amount of times I saw things come up on my timeline when I was just scrolling through, going, Duncan's had a fight with Lewis Bowen-Morte. The ground's off. This happened. That happened. And people literally taking it. No, have you heard this rumour? People literally taking it as fact. And that, again, that's probably more why we are where we are in terms of the world. Because, I mean, Dingo proved it this week, didn't she? Elizabeth Warren. No, the woman who's running for president in America.
Oh, yeah.
She put a fake story out.
Yeah.
And to see if Facebook would... She put it out, but paid for it as an advertisement.
Okay.
And she was testing whether Facebook was doing what they were doing and was stopping lies.
Right.
And they weren't. So they happily let her spread this rumour. Right? And that proves it. Like these big corporations will take your money off you to spread lies. So these places are just full of lies. And then once it's in the hands of your Auntie Susan, who'll just go and tell everybody because it's fact, that's where we are. And sadly, so Everton aren't very good at filling voids. You've just said perfectly, Marco Silva. We could, if Marco Silva has a conversation with us and we have a chat with him and he tells us about Morgan Schneiderlin, you're absolutely right. We might go, yeah, but he still shouldn't be in the team, mate. We mightn't say that to him, but we'd walk away going, you know what? At least he told us why. And I can understand why the man wants him. I don't agree with him. But the problem is that void is created and that's filled by so many other people. I mean, this is why when that interview when the story about Dan Mice, fucking ground's gone again, and we were like, there's an interview with them right there. I mean, why Everton didn't retweet it, and that's up to them. But for me, that would have been the simplest thing. But so Everton countered it with a very, very clever thing that, again, should have come off the official site, but didn't. They countered it quite cleverly. Dan Mice kept on saying, this is bullshit. And that's all you've got to do. That's what you've got to do at times. Evertonians fill the void. There's a lot of time to fill in people's lives. We're all very passionate about our club. Of course we were. If we weren't passionate about our club, we wouldn't have started a channel that's took over our lives. We wouldn't have done that because we're very, very. That was the thing it was the passion. It was having that you want to talk about your football club. I understand that. And Twitter when it first started, what I loved about it was funny enough, it was like the community we've got on Patreon. It felt like a closed shop where, what's sad about Twitter, right? When it first started, there was a lot of people on it that you would know, right? And I remember, and you actually did this as well. There was a lot of people who had all like mad names, and you had a really mad name. And when you're looking for people, you were like, hang on, what's their name is like ridiculous. What? And I said to you, can you just make it THT8? And you were like, yeah, I think I will. And a few other people did as well. And they shortened the names, and it was like, you knew all these people. And now I struggle to know who those people are, like to find those people. I used to have a little group, a WhatsApp group, and there was me, mate Eric, a lad in Australia, another lad Chris who lives in Warrington, and another lad Chris who lives in New England. And we were all Evertonians, and we'd all found each other on Twitter, and we used to have this little WhatsApp group that we used to talk to each other separately, private group, and we used to always chat to each other. And it's sad because that's gone now. With these all people I found just off Twitter, that we wanted little private conversations away from Twitter. And used to have all these, and it's sad, all these like little groups have gone now. I don't really know that anymore. People that you talk to, people of course have got mates on Twitter, but it felt like a boss little community where we all, and maybe it's got too big. Maybe that's the problem.
What it is.
It's gone so big that you forget who you talk to. You forget who are the people that made it originally, and that's what's good about Patreon is that a lot of the same people. I mean, that's also one of the weird things is that we've got over 700 patrons, and yet I only see a few people talk, and I want more people out there watching and obviously
you should be all using the forum. Mark said to me again, there's like 253 like signed up for the forum, and only like 20 odd use it. But I've seen like different people on at different times, but you should use it because that's like-minded.
That's
people.
Another point, isn't it? I mean, there's people out there on Patreon, and there's people going on the forum, and they're all having conversations, and it's quite, maybe because it is a smaller group, it's more like, maybe in Twitter it's like, it is that thing of like punching someone in a crowd and then disappearing at times, whereas like on Patreon and on the forum, you can't do that. You've got to be civil to each other. There are rules, there are standards. You can't, people are interconnected. People are talking to each other every day. People are seeing each other's names on the live, and we do need to get to a point where we do have a meet and greet We need to sort that out, we really do. Where people, because that'd be another thing.
That'd be nice.
If people got to meet each other, then there's no way they'd ever insult each other. No way.
I don't think people.
Well, they wouldn't anyway.
Generally do. No, do they? But it's right being able to put faces to. Well, we've had a couple. I mean, Steve Sandys, you know, we've seen people coming in. We had Stuart in the other week. It's great when you meet new people coming in, and you know, obviously, to meet them. And have like all be together in a room. I think it'd be really nice. It'd be good for other people. And but yeah, I think you're right with Twitter. I think it is too big now. I think when we certainly were when it's in its infancy, and it was a smaller things. There was a lot of those people that were still on Facebook abusing each other and doing whatever. And people were like, "It's boss this. It's nothing like Facey. It's mad." And now I see loads of people going, "It's just like Facebook. This. It's full of." And I've never used Facebook. I have it. Yeah. Simply because we've got this show, and so I go on it, and every now and again to post something. I don't ever converse with anyone on it really because I don't use it.
I don't really. I mean, I use it a little bit, but not much. Yeah. But it's almost like that thing of like Twitter. Certainly is like that thing now of when you were a kid, when you were in school, you had like mates, and then as you sort of started to find more of your own thing, people become less of your mate, and then you'd let on to them.
Gravitate more towards other people.
No, but that thing of like you'd let on to them, and then the more sort of they just become people that you walk past. You didn't even let on to them anymore.
Yeah,
they just, you know what I mean, and then there's like a lot of that on, and then I think it becomes easier then to just, if you don't know people, it becomes easier to just insult them or.
But why would you want to?
I know.
That's what that's the thing that really blows my mind. I don't know. Honestly, if I don't, as I said, if I see people on Twitter and I just think, oh, you're a Maldy, whatever, I just mute them or block any red giving abuse. Now I don't even respond now. I just block, and because I can't be arsed with it. What's the point? And listen, it does it in what we do. 99 times out of 100, like I've said, I just let them comments wash over me and go, well, whatever. Because remember, I had a chat with Chris a while ago about when, and then we got onto this, and he was like, they get loads of stick and whatever, and he was like, the thing is, mate, are you arsed because would you take life advice off these people who are abusing you? And I was like, well, no. And he was like, don't ever let it bother you, because if you're doing this, you're gonna get haters. Of course you are. You're gonna get people who don't like it, that's jealous, or they disagree, or whatever. And you'd have that, but it's still, because I'm not like that.
Yeah, but it's not just us though.
It's everyone. But what I mean is, I still find it difficult that people have to respond.
But I worry though. My worry is that like Matt said there, is that it's becoming the norm, and therefore abusing each other on social media is becoming the norm, so that people aren't bothered about it. So it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And where are we going to be as a society? And as Matthew said, you're taking some of this into the ground. You're taking the negativity into the ground. Like I said, then if you know, people are more aware of things. Like, I imagine it sounds like a stupid thing. I imagine in the old days, people would go in the match not knowing what the team was. But now we're all on it straight away, you know, an hour before kick-off, bang, there it is. Stupid little things like that, which, I mean, I'm not that, that creates a mood rather, where you do see it some games where it's like, 2 o'clock, bang, oh, he's playing him, and he's playing him, and he's playing him, and you're like, I just go, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. Wait and see. Afterwards, we'll have a moan about it if it's gone wrong. Yeah. But who's to say that person mightn't have a great game or mightn't score the winning goal or whatever. But I do think it's becoming. I do genuinely think that it's becoming it's a bigger thing. We're all plugged into everything now.
I genuinely, more than ever now, feel like I could easily delete Twitter. Twitter?
Maybe that's what you need to do. Create Twitter.
I could
just gifts.
Honestly, be amazing. I could literally delete Twitter and just walk away from it, because when you actually stop and think about it, you couldn't
though. Hang on. If I was to pick up my phone now and to go through our WhatsApps, every other thing you send me is a funny joke Or a funny video off Twitter.
I know, but I'd have to come up with that. I'd just go to Twitter, which has got the GIFs to send you.
Just the GIFs and the vids?
Just the GIFs and
Just the GIFs and the vids?
But I mean, in terms of being plugged in and things, because the more I look at it, the more it makes less sense to me. I look at it now and just go, why am I bothered? These people, anyone who I can speak to, who I'm interested in having a conversation with, I'll text or I'll WhatsApp.
Maybe what my original thing in the first place made sense then. Maybe the people you do find on there, you're like, just go off it and go and have a little WhatsApp. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who do.
I've got, to be fair, one of our patrons is, a couple of our patrons have got their own WhatsApp group and we're like, do you want to come in it? I'm not in it.
Oh, like that, is it?
I'm not in it.
Oh, like that, is it?
But they also
knobheads. Fucking knobheads.
They also use...
Who? Tell me, I want to know who it is. Is it Steve Kelly? Is it Steve Kelly? Steve Kelly, isn't it?
They also use the forum.
Oh, do they? Yeah. Do they?
Yeah. No, but that's good, isn't it? Because that's what I say about the forum.
It's all coming out now.
That's what I say.
All coming out now.
I'm not in it. I'm telling you. That's what I say about the forum for patrons, because the more that these debates go, you should be able to go on Twitter and go, Seamus Coleman isn't playing well at the moment. I don't think he should be in the team. And you should have a debate with Evertonians who go, oh, well, Ped, I think you're wrong because, or I think he needs to be. But you won't, you'll just get, oh, captain, you're a knobhead, you, and blah. And then people will jump on it and you go, well, hang on, it's a debate point. I'm just asking you an opinion, but you won't. You'll get a lot of lads who will debate it with you without saying it, but you'll also pull in the people who can. Now, I think if you said that on our Patreon forum, you would just have a conversation with people where you go, oh, it's for this reason, or what about that?
This is why I tend not to talk that much about Everton away from the games on Twitter anymore. I don't. I wouldn't, like, in the middle of the week go, oh, I'm not looking forward to. I just don't do it. I'm anyone looks at my Twitter, it's more about politics and Marvel films, really. Because let's be honest, I mean, Matt, just make everything. I mean, if you want to talk, if you want to get it, because this is the point. You look at certain other places, there's well worse, like, I wouldn't say well worse, but, like, you would think that things like films that are not, like, real.
Yeah.
They're
scathing.
Oh, they're all. I mean, things like females in like Marvel films or DC versus Marvel. I mean, honestly, that is just as bad. These things are just as bad. People have, no matter what it is, people have a side. And this is the true problem. People always have a side, no matter what you. If I was to say to you, which one do you prefer, BBC or ITV? One bad, I want to know.
BBC.
There you go. Well, shit, ITV. We got Corrie, man. We've got Corrie, and How to Be a Millionaire. What have you got?
No, hang on. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Whatever.
How to Be a Millionaire. I wish have you got that?
Yeah.
Start watching.
And then you go, shut up, lad. Channel 4, mate. Grand Designs.
Grand Designs is good,
and
but
then
that's
Channel 5 turns up and he's
hang
like,
on, mate.
have you got Lidl versus Aldi? There you go. Just
Upstart Crow, mate.
There you go.
Upstart
no, but that's the point, isn't it? That is the point. People are just so. I'm trying to tribalistic about everything they're into, about anything they're into. So they'll go, yeah, but that was a. So there'll be people out there going. People are going, oh, Marvel, but have you seen the Joker? It's the greatest superhero film ever. It's like, yeah, but Avengers Endgame's the biggest thing ever. Like, I seen something the other day going, Disney trumps Marvel. It's like, so I was like, Aladdin is outdone. It's like, what are you on about? It's like, Aladdin is outdone Avengers. I was like, so I'd look, I was like, Marvel, Aladdin has the record for staying in the cinemas longer than anything this year. It's like, all right, sound, mate, yeah. It's like, but even the headlines, like, Disney Aladdin outdoors event. It's like, that's the problem. Everyone picks a side now. Nothing blends into each other. Like, we're not allowed, you're not allowed now, apparently, to like one thing, but also like another thing. So even it goes into everything. Politics, you go, I'm firmly this, and then someone will go on the other side, will make a really good point. No, they never.
You can't even change it. You can't even change your opinion.
But that's the other thing.
As things change, but that's the other things can evolve.
But this is the thing with, like, if we're going to get, I'm not talking about politics, but this is the other thing. The biggest pressing thing in this country now is, well, this amount of people voted for this. And it's like, what if some of those people may have changed their mind over the last 3 years? Is that not allowed? No, it's not. It's like, okay, fine. Can we find out? No. Why? What are you worried about? Nothing. And it's like, you know, or some of those people...
Well, if the whole... It's that with everything, though, isn't it? You said that, and it's like, I said that at the time. I said that at the time, but then everything else played out. So then I could see with me. It's like someone said to me about... But I remember when you said we had a proper manager in Koeman, which I would have said 3 weeks after we appointed him, going, we've got Ronald Koeman as our manager stood on the touchline. It was a big thing at that time. It was like the most... I'd say the most high-profile manager Everton have probably ever had, really. Not how it played out, but someone who took the managerial role at Everton, being a Champions League winner, being a brilliant captain for Holland and all that. Yeah. He's a world-renowned name. So at the time, me saying he's like probably the most well-known, you know, high-profile manager Everton have had. Asked me 6 months later, I was questioning him, going, actually, what's actually happening here? Because I can't see what he's trying to do. And so then a year later, me going, the right decision is to sack him because we are poor and he looks like he's lost the plot, and he had. Then people, yeah, but you said he was that. Yeah, I said that, mate, when we got him at the time before I'd actually seen anything with my own eyes.
Nothing's set in stone.
It's like people go, well, no, that's your opinion on the 20th of March 2017, and you can't have a different opinion on the 20th of March 2019, no matter what's happened. And it's like, that isn't, you could have changed your opinion 54 times, mate, but because you're not in front of a camera, no one remembers it. Yeah. That's all it is.
Well, that's the problem. That's the other side of it. People do remember because people dig up tweets. People dig up tweets and said, on this date you said this because it's there. And like you just said, and if you said it in a pub, people might go, yeah, but...
Didn't you say that? And you go, no.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? I don't know, years ago.
I said I wanted Sean Dyche as the manager before. And I give my reasons. I went because we're in the shit. But I also think that if he gets us out the shit, that I think he might be able to evolve. Now, that point could still stand because no one knows.
Owen Parks thinks he could.
Well, no, but no one knows if Sean Dyche could, what he would do if he had money. You know, he might go, no, but you don't, do you? And I'm not going to sit here and say, but I do or I don't.
No, my opinion would be, I don't know if he would because I think he's good at what he does.
Yeah, exactly. And my opinion was, at the time, I was like, well, I know we need to get out the shit.
Well, hang on, I wanted Frank de Boer over Ronald Koeman.
There you go.
Right, now, turning it up at Atlanta. But he lasted, 6 weeks at Inter and 3 weeks at Palace. So people could have it. But at that time, he'd won champions. He won 3 leagues out of 4. Apparently, he's a really good coach. He was coming with his brother, this, that, and the other. He was a good partnership. I didn't want Koeman at first. I was saying, no, I don't want de Boer or I want thingy. That didn't work out very well for him. Koeman didn't work out. Things happen. You can only make a decision at the time. And that can happen in life with something. You might think one holiday destination is the best in the world, so you go to another one and go, actually, that's amazing, but this is even better. No, you can't like that more than that because you said that. It's like things do change. Things evolve and you've got to be able to accept that same... It's like, I remember doing this with Sturridge, right? When Liverpool bought Sturridge from Chelsea, and they were like, oh, he's a mess. And I was like, he's not though, because his injury record, and he'll score, and then he'll lose his thing. And in the same tweet I put, Brendan Rodgers is he's a black artist. And then obviously they nearly win the league, and Sturridge scores about 7 million goals, and Rodgers, so then I got loads of Reds going, look at this dickhead. Then a year later, or 16 months later, loads of Reds giving me kudos. Yeah. This fella said it in it. God, he's like the oracle. And I'm like, hang on. I was a dickhead last year when it was going great. And now all of a sudden, I'm spot on because my original thought worked.
Well, put it this way. This week I'm right about something that Baz is wrong about something. But next week he might be right about it. No. There's the genuine... Michael Keane.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Like, I said Michael Keane was shit. Yeah. Then he's good. Now he's shit again. He might go good again. You know, that isn't that the problem with football? Is that
footy, isn't it? It's only players at the top of the game.
People are always
generally stay.
But people are always making you look stupid because.
Well, that's
when you form opinion about someone.
But and I'm the same thing. I'm right and you're wrong.
Exactly.
Harry Maguire is shite and has proved he's shite, and yet you think he's got. So
but he might go.
No, but you're right.
But
No, you're absolutely right, because the other thing with football as well is it does go like that, because form goes like that. Of course it does. So you know, it all. Listen, I was ultimately right about Martinez, but for a year I was wrong, and was loving being wrong because I didn't want him. I thought there was no way he should have ever got the job. But I still see people on Twitter going, we should never have sacked him, or why the hell did we ever sack Koeman? And you're like, sack Koeman because he was trying to get himself sacked in the end because he didn't have a clue. But I can't say to those people who still would have rather Koeman stay, because they go, we might have been in a better position if he stayed. We might have done. Who knows?
There's people out there who still want a Snyder version of Batman versus Superman, Baz. And you know, I know your feelings on this, and I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear them, Baz.
They're just my opinion.
I don't want to hear them, Baz. You've sent me so many gifts about it, but the point being is,
that's because Twitter is flying at the moment.
The point being is that, like anything else, like Morales sitting on the bench, they always get better when you don't know, when you're not giving them.
Oh, poor Kev.
So there you go. Anyway, I hope this has answered your question, sort of, Matt, in a roundabout way. I think we may have got to the point at some stage.
You're right. It can. That negativity can be taken into the state.
Listen, I'm still fuming about the WhatsApp groups. I am literally fuming about that. But anyway, there you go. Hope this has answered the question for you. And yeah, don't forget, you can get your Tuesday topic answered if you send it in like Matt. Just
and
WhatsApp
use the forum.
We transfer and get on the forum.
Your patrons, use it. It's yours.
If you don't like Twitter, get off it and get on Discord.
Yeah.
Dead simple.
Go to Discord. There you go. You need to be on it anyway.
We don't need
on Discord.
You don't need.
No, you don't need to be. It'd be good. It'd be good to be on it.
Stalin,
in my opinion.
Calm down.
In my opinion,
calm down, Stalin. You've got to be on it.
I thought, don't they need Discord if they're going to eventually move to the phone?
Oh, when the phone comes, if they're not on Discord. I know you.
That's what I meant.
I know, but that's like a nice thing, though.
Okay. It'd be really helpful.
You're trying to force people to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give.
I'm not your knobhead. You're a dickhead, you. Never.
Do me a favour. Don't break anything as you. Like, why did you stand on the cord? I mean, you can make it angry. Don't throw banana peel at me, you fucking nonce. Anyway, there you go. This has gone off badly. Thanks for watching. See you later. Or don't see you later.
What's happening?
Twitter.
Fucking Twitter.